Yo, what is up, guys? Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. So, a quick preview and prediction for Josh Taylor versus Apinun Khongsong. This fight goes down on the 26th of September, and obviously, Josh Taylor is going to be defending his WBA and IBF super lightweight titles. Now, a lot of people going into this fight aren't really all that excited, mainly because obviously Josh Taylor is a proven fighter at 140 with wins over top guys like Victor Postal, Regis Prograis, Ivan Baranchyk, etc. Whereas his opponent, the IBF mandatory challenger Apinun Khongsong, he's not really got a resume to write home about, you know? When you look at his resume, there's really not much there to get you excited. So I think naturally a lot of people are assuming that Khongsong is no good and he's going to go in there and get smashed up in a one-sided manner. Now, that could happen, right? It could happen. I mean, Khongsong, he isn't the most proven guy in the world, but I have actually had a look at this guy. Now, granted, there's not too much footage online, but there is some floating around. I've had a look at this guy, and he does bring a few attributes to the table that are worth noting. First and foremost, the guy is actually quite big for the weight class, you know? He's about 5'10", so a decent sized super lightweight, and certainly the guy carries power, you know? He seems a very heavy-handed individual, and he seems to carry power in both hands. Now, if you look at his resume, like I said, there's really not too much to really write home about. However, there is one win on his resume that is worth noting. He knocked out a guy called Akira Kondo in 2019. Now, Akira Kondo actually fought Sergey Lipinets for the vacant IBF title a few years ago, and Kondo went the distance with Lipinets, and he gave Lipinets problems, whereas, Khongsong knocked out Kondo in 5 rounds. So that is one thing to note, you know. His main step up, he has kind of blasted away. So that's a positive, right? The guy's clearly heavy-handed, and he's a fairly big guy for the weight class. He's an aggressive guy, likes to apply pressure. So yeah, I think stylistically, first and foremost, his style should actually gel well with Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor's not exactly a guy who likes to kind of fight on the back foot and prod and probe and take a few risks. No, Josh Taylor is aggressive himself, out of that southpaw stance, likes to dig to the body, work on the inside, work at mid-range, you know. Josh is an aggressive guy himself, and, maybe that could give Khongsong some opportunities to land those big power shots. So there is that to consider, but despite all of that, it is worth noting as well, stylistically, Khongsong, he's not exactly like a high-level boxer. He is kind of limited, kind of comes forwards in straight lines, swings away, wails away, and looks for that big shot. He's not exactly like an educated pressure fighter, in my opinion. So yeah, the skill set is limited, but the guy physically is a pretty decent fighter, I guess. Power, big for the weight class, etc. And, guys from that part of the world, Asia, most of these guys, man, are always tough. You rarely see one of these guys with a bad chin. A lot of these guys can soak up the punishment, stick around, and maybe this guy can extend Josh Taylor a few rounds. But skill for skill, I do have to say Josh Taylor is leagues above, in terms of his technical ability, etc. Josh Taylor, of course, was a good amateur. He obviously fought in the Olympics in 2012. He's well schooled. He's a southpaw, excellent body puncher, good combinations, decent power, keeps his shape well all of the time. He's durable, he's strong, he's tough, and all around he's a more skilled fighter than Apinun Khongsong. So obviously I do make Josh Taylor a big favourite, and I am picking him to win this fight. However, I'm not sure it's going to be the blowout that people are expecting. I don't really see Taylor going in there and blasting this guy out in 2 or 3 rounds. I do believe Khongsong can, stick around for a few rounds at least, land a few good shots here and there, give Taylor a couple of issues now and again. But ultimately, I do think Taylor's going to have way too much here, and I do expect him to prevail. What I envisage is a Josh Taylor late stoppage, kind of like based on the accumulation of work to body and head. I think he'll wear down Khongsong and stop him late on. But I do believe Khongsong will have a few moments of success here and there, and I think he'll prove himself to be a fairly decent, capable fighter. I don't think he's the guy that a lot of people are making him out to be, like a complete scrub. I think he's okay. But yeah, I'm going to say Josh Taylor late stoppage. And by the way, lads, I am going to list this one as a preview/prediction, but if the fight goes the way I expect it, I don't really want to take any credit for this prediction, because obviously Josh Taylor is an overwhelming favourite. I don't usually predict these sort of fights, but what I've noticed, when you put prediction in the titles, it tends to get, more views than just preview. So there we go. I'll be honest about it. But yeah, this is really just a preview, not a full prediction. I expect Taylor to win, and if he does, nobody deserves credit for picking this result. So just really wanted to get that out of there. I'm not trying to stat pad, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, man, it's an okay fight. I'm looking forward to seeing Josh Taylor in the ring again. Been a long time. He last fought in October against Regis Prograis, which was a tremendous fight. So I'm really buzzing to see this guy again. And yeah, September 26th, is a really great day for boxing. We've got Taylor versus Khongsong. We've got Briedis versus Dorticos. We've got Jamel Charlo versus Jason Rosario. And Jamal Charlo versus Sergey Derevyanchenko. What a day for boxing that is, That is a day for proper boxing fans. I can't wait for September 26th. Really can't wait. So yeah, just a quick preview for Josh Taylor versus Apinun Khongsong. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you have any other fights that you would like me to predict or do previews for, feel free to say them in the comments below. I'll definitely look at anything really, Any sort of semi-competitive fight, I will consider doing a preview/prediction for. So yeah, any ideas, feel free to comment below. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Peace.